let's talk about Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas, her first adult fantasy. I finished this book yesterday and I am obsessed. I love it and I just want to talk to people about it. So I thought, let me make a video. This is one of the best books I have ever read. Now, this video will have spoilers in it, so if you haven't read the book yet, stop this now, go read it and come back. Seriously, you have to read this book. Alright, now that all the people who haven't read it yet are out of the audience, let's begin. So, like a lot of people, I also thought that the first 100 pages or so were a little bit slow. Didn't very much like the main character in the first 100 pages, and it just felt like a lot of information to take in at once. It wasn't bad by any means, I just wasn't as into it as I wanted to be. But then we start with part 2 and I was absolutely hooked. So like I said, not very interested in the character in the first 100 pages, and now she is one of my favorite fictional characters ever. I love Bryce. Just her attitude and the way she responds to things, and yeah, just everything about her. I really love her. I feel like her attitude and the way she responds when people call her out or ask her things is very much reminiscent of how I do things, so I really liked it. Obviously she's much braver and more fearless and daring than I am, but I really enjoyed it because she calls out men so many times in this book and I am here for it. I love Bryce. And Sarah gave us a curvy girl for the first time. I don't think she's plus size. I've seen a lot of people saying, you know, don't draw her as skinny. I think she's just curvy, but she's still tiny. Not tiny, but she's slim thick. She's not plus size. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I absolutely loved her. Then Hunt. So the same thing for me with Hunt. At the beginning I was like, he's a little bland, like I can't really get into his character because he seems very contradictory. And then I realized, but that's just the beauty of his character. He's this imposing, dark shadow of death assassin person, but it's so normal. Like, he watches Sunball games and cleans the apartment with her and video chats with her mom and makes her breakfast, and you can see that there's such a yearning in him for a normal life, to have that normalcy and just be a dude. And I love it, and I love how that comes out easily. He's not as guarded as you would expect, or as Sarah's other characters have been. Yes, at the beginning he doesn't give away everything, but he's quite open actually with who he is and what he likes and his past. And I quite like that. I like the fact that he is so kind of desperate for that normalcy and to just be, that it really shines through in his character. And then I couldn't really reconcile Hunt with the Umbra Mortis for a long while in the book, but I think when we got to the scene, for example, where he comes home after an assassination and Bryce cleans him up and puts him in bed and things like that, I think there I kind of finally reconciled the two sides of Hunt and I really started adoring him because he's so funny. And like Bryce and Hunt's interactions, I was just squealing like the whole time. It's so good. And then one of my other favorite characters is Lehaba. I hope I'm pronouncing that somewhat correctly. We never know how to pronounce those things, but she's so cute and funny, and I love that character. And the ending broke my heart. Like, just repeating like, my friends are with me and I'm not afraid, and she's so proud even though she has to live underground in this library and she's a slave. It was amazing, and the way she treats like Hunt or Athy and Rune is just, it's so cute. I love that character. Well, I loved that character. Then let's talk about Rune, which I love. He's just like, to me, he's the one character in the book that I just want to give a hug and be like, it is okay, I will take care of you, everything will be fine. There's always that one character in the book where you just want to be like, you are so sweet and pure that I just want you to be okay and be safe, because he's so good-hearted, guys. Like, all he really wanted was for Bryce to be safe and to like him and to be his sister. And I really like Rune, and I really hope he has a romantic arc with Hypaxia, because I really like them together and I like her so much. There's so many characters I want to talk about, geesh. So yeah, Hypaxia. Danica was a cool character, even though we didn't get to see a lot of her. I liked her and Bryce's friendship, or how much they truly cared about each other, and obviously that Danica completely trusted her enough to tattoo the horn into her back. And then the whole wolf pack was just super cute in the living room and stuff. And the whole Connor thing, like, I knew Connor wasn't gonna be the guy in the book, but I really liked that dynamic, and kind of they knew they were gonna get it together eventually. So obviously super sad when they died, but not that heartbreaking because you didn't know them that long. Syrinx is so cute, like the little growls, and the fact that he bit Hunt on the ass is amazing. Like, I literally laughed out loud in that moment. He is so cute, and the fact that he doesn't want to go out in the rain and things like that, it was just great. I love it that Sarah always puts some kind of animal companion in there, because it just makes the story so cute, and we got all this interaction between Hunt and Syrinx as well, which is great. And then there's like the Autumn King, which I didn't actually hate him in this book. Everyone seems to do so. I am very intrigued by him and interested in what exactly happened and what's going on there, because I feel like there's a lot that we don't know, and he does actually somewhat care about Bryce. So I'm intrigued by his character and I want to know more. And then obviously Sandrell I hated, Sabine I hated, but like in a good way, like you're supposed to hate them. Micah was a weird character. Like, I didn't really know what to make of Micah, and I think that was a little bit the point. Like, is he actually a good archangel? But you very quickly realize that he is not, and then that ending, I was like, woo, jeesh. And yeah, let's talk about Bryce killing an archangel and then vacuuming up his ashes in front of the whole summit. Guys, she is so badass. She doesn't give a flying fuck what anyone thinks about her, and I love it. I am so here for it, and I knew she had more power than she let on. From the beginning, when it was like the lighted up thing and the motorcycle serpent shifters thing with Danica, I was like, she has some first light, she has some light power, she's the Starborn person. And I was right, and it was amazing to see that. And then when she got all that magic from the gate and she just kept falling in, and Declan and the Autumn King and Rune, everyone freaked out. And then she got back because Danica helped her to get back and she healed everyone. It was stunning. Those last 200 pages were a ride. Wow, like a lot happened in those last 200 pages. And then like the Asteri came and they started shooting like brimstone missiles into the city and shit. It was hectic. And then I really liked Isaiah's character. I like the way that he handled things, and he's like he wants change and he is very nice, but he goes through the existing systems to get that. And to ensure that some people are okay, and I really liked his character. Let's talk about the moment when Bryce saw Hunt on the ship. My heart broke in that moment because I was so invested in Hunt's character and in the romance between these two. Like, I felt that he had broken my heart in that moment, because I was just like, no, this cannot be happening, not Hunt, it's not. And guys, that was hectic. And then they just like cut off his wings and they were together, and we were like, yay, it's finally happening. They finally realized they should be together, and then he's on the boat. Like, I understand what happened, but I don't understand why he didn't just tell Bryce the truth. But I mean, then the book wouldn't be as dramatic as it is, and I love the fact that it is so dramatic. It's just like, why didn't you just tell her? Because I don't think that she would have... Okay, she would have freaked out a little bit, but I don't think that she would have been that angry if he just told her, you know, this is what happened. But then I saw the footage and I was like, peace out. But he didn't. He just went to the boat anyway. And then fucking Micah, pretending like he was the good guy the whole time, and like Hunt was really the bad guy. Like, whatever. The Viper Queen was kind of a weird character for me. She's just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm indifferent towards the Viper Queen. Fury, I still feel like, what is Fury's story? Is she like the bodyguard of the Asteri? What is going on? Why does she have so much power? Why can she tell the Asteri to back down? Why does she have a military helicopter? And yeah, I don't know what her story is, what's going on there. I would like to know in the future. I like Juniper's character, but I wasn't like in love with her or anything. She's just fine. I like the fact that the Wolfpack and the Shifters came to Bryce's aid at the end. I really wanted Ethan to be, or Ethan or whatever, to be redeemed a little bit. So that was nice. And even Emily, yeah. And then when the Prime said that Bryce is a wolf at heart, guys, he's so sweet. Like, I really like the Prime. He's just like old and nice. And then I feel like I never really followed the mystery in the book, like them trying to figure out the murder. Like, every time they figured out something and then they thought one direction, I didn't really understand like why they were thinking that, and kind of just went with it. I don't know if it's just me not having concentrated too much on it, or if it was vaguely described, but I just kind of went, but I was just like, okay, and then read further. It wasn't that I was like putting together the pieces, and I was more focused on the characters and their interactions and Bryce and Hunt's romance, really, than figuring out exactly who killed who. I was like, we're gonna find out, just follow the book. But that's because I'm not a like murder mystery type of reader, so yeah, I'm glad it wasn't too focused on that. Well, it was focused on that, but I mean that there were other things as well that you could enjoy, and not just the mystery, even though it was cool to see what actually happened in the end. Jesiba is interesting. Like, she has a lot of power, but I can't really figure out why. Like, why is she so high up and everyone is afraid of her? Obviously she turns people into animals apparently, but other people have like lightning and can level cities and things, but they're still like super scared of Jesiba. And then Adis was a cool character. People are like saying maybe Adis is going to be Bryce's love interest in the next book. I don't think so. I don't see that between them at all. Like, he knew her when she was a kid, so I feel like that would just be weird. I feel like there's just, obviously with that epilogue, they have a bigger plan. They know more than Bryce and Hunt do about who they are. So I think they have some kind of plan, or they're there to assist Bryce and maybe even Hunt as well. So I'm very intrigued to read the next book and to see what... Well, sorry, there are insects at my window. That's why I'm staring that way all the time. But anyway, so I'm very, very interested to read the next book and see what is actually going on. Who is Hunt's father? What did Adis see in Bryce? What do they know? How does he and Jesiba know each other? Things like that. I'm super intrigued, and I think it's going to have a lot to do with like hell. and the Underking and things like that. Is it the Underking? I think so. Anyway, yeah, and why Josiah joined like the House of Flame and Shadow. So yeah, I'm super excited to read the next book, but this book was a ride. I literally almost cried like 5 times while reading the last like 300 pages. It was amazing. Like, yeah. I think that's mostly what I have to say about this book. I'm probably gonna think about more things later that I wanted to say, but it's so good. Please read it. Please. It's very good. Oh, and also the other thing that I wanted to say is that this is the first adult book, so I think a lot of people were kind of looking for or expecting more like raunchy scenes and a lot of like explicit sexual content, and there is some in this book, but there's less than in her young adult or new adult books. But I feel like it was a good amount. Like, I was satisfied with what she put in the book. But I am super excited for the following books, and I like the fact that it was Hunt's and Bryce's point of views from the very first book, because that gives me confidence that unlike Sarah's other books, they are going to be in game. Because come on guys, like, they just scream mates. Like, honestly, how could anyone be more perfect for Bryce than Hunt is? Probably gonna swallow my words when the next book comes out, but yeah, I really like them and I really like this book, and I cannot wait for the next one.